C.J. Scarlett is one tough customer. She spent 6 years in the Marine Corps.
I was a photojournalist and in public relations. And so I would ride in a tank one day and stand on the skids of a helicopter and fire a machine gun the next day. I got to do everything. It was the best job in the military.
But she's also a survivor of sexual assault.
I'm C.J. Scarlett, and when I was a freshman in college, I was raped, and it devastated me for a decade. And then I took my power back and became an advocate for others who've been victimized. But after 20 years helping victims, I grew tired of dealing with crime after it happened.
Right.
I wanted to do something to keep it from happening at all.
According to the Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network, every minute and a half, someone is sexually assaulted in the United States, and nearly half the victims are under the age of 18. But those assaults could be prevented with this tiny button you wear on your clothes.
And so when you call for help in an emergency, it links you with a live operator who finds out the nature of your emergency, calls police or ambulance to your GPS location, and warns the perpetrator to leave the scene. At the same time, it photographs and audio records evidence of the criminal so that they can prosecute him later.
Scarlett is on a mission to market her new Tiger Eye security sensor worldwide. But turning any product into a profitable business is tough, especially when you're someone who's beating your swords into plowshares.
I was active duty in the Air Force for 4.5 years and then went to Silicon Valley, and I found myself in a very different world. They spoke different languages, used different terms. The culture was very different.
Sean Madday wanted to help other veterans transition from military to civilian life. So he joined the Patriot Boot Camp, an innovative program that partners with Techstars, an international business incubator.
We bring in industry-leading presenters to hammer on that education piece. We bring in outstanding professionals to be professional mentors for these military veterans and military spouses. And the community piece is really tying together a cohort of like-minded individuals who are building early-stage companies.
Designed for active duty military, veterans, and their spouses, this 3-day boot camp is free. Participants are paired with mentors to help them streamline their business plan, their marketing strategy, and everything else needed to build a technology-based business.
Those high-growth, high-tech companies are driving some of the major job growth in this country as well, and the economic growth and innovation on a global scale. I think there's no one better to lead that than the men and women that have already been representing and serving our country abroad and at home.
The Patriot Boot Camp hadn't come to the Southeast, much less North Carolina. But they came to Chapel Hill for 2 reasons. First, the thriving entrepreneurial climate here in the Research Triangle Park. And number 2, persistence by one man, the University of North Carolina's Vice President for Learning Technology and Innovation.
During the Madison, Wisconsin event, Matthew Raskoff from the University of North Carolina sent a tweet that said you should bring one of these to Chapel Hill.
I saw what we were trying to achieve as a university, and it just seemed like a good match. So I called them up.
And Matthew was very convincing and really did a good job showing us that this community was ready for a Patriot Boot Camp.
And the Patriot Boot Camp team, I think, really recognizes North Carolina as a place that is friendly to military. We're home to 750,000 veterans and 162,000 active duty service members. That makes us the 2nd highest state in percentage of military affiliates.
Yet veterans are underrepresented at UNC. And as the military shrinks, that means more veterans will need to find jobs in the civilian economy.
If you want to found a company that has intellectual property, being connected to our faculty who are doing powerful research and figuring out with them how to commercialize that research is a tremendous opportunity. And second, I think online programs can be part of that transition pathway for a veteran. So if you've got the technical skills coming out of the military, but you need to shore up the business side, we've got 35 online business programs from institutions across the state that will complement the skill set you come in with, activate you with the business skills, and then set you off on success as an entrepreneur.
That key partnership between the boot camp and the university is a big reason for the program's success.
Being on the campus of Chapel Hill and the opportunity and connection with the UNC system broadly, there's always been investment in technology. There's always been growth. There's a lot of intelligent people in these communities, and At the core of any startup is the team. That human capital that is critical for creating any innovation, any value, operating a company, scaling it, growing it. It also has a high concentration of large companies that have said that we want this to be, either a regional headquarters or a global headquarters. And you need that as a startup because you can't operate in a vacuum. It's growing and growing fast, and there's an obvious dedication within the community to see that growth.
That includes Launch Chapel Hill, a business incubator that offers a 22-week program to help entrepreneurs start their businesses. As part of boot camp, participants spent an evening at Launch, giving them a chance to network, build friendships, and just let off a little steam. And they heard about a Launch success story, Swap Socks. For every pair of mismatched socks you buy, a portion is donated to help bring sight to visually impaired people around the globe.
The mismatched designs are supposed to be a reminder of the power and privilege of sight. So on the back end, we partner with a nonprofit. For every pack of socks we sell, we're able to provide an eye care service for somebody in need.
That kind of vision is at the heart of the Patriot Boot Camp. Participant Jeffrey Fox, who served in the 82nd Airborne at Fort Bragg, launched Flipsy, a student-to-student website where they can safely buy, sell, and trade with each other. The company has already been featured in Forbes magazine.
We had a successful beta launch at the University of North Carolina, Wilmington, and right now we're getting ready to launch in just a couple of weeks at 24 other colleges in the Southeast region. 15 of those.
24 other colleges?
Exactly.
But entrepreneurial success is an uphill battle. Depending on the statistics you look at, between 75 and 90% of all startups fail. But military experts say veterans can beat those odds because the skills they learn, literally under fire, are what business leaders are looking for.
We want people with good values. We want people that know how to work as a member of a team. We want people that know how to solve complex problems. And I said to myself, wow, but those are the skills that these veterans bring with them.
But now those military leaders have to play by corporate America's rules. Welcome to Shark Tank, soldier style.
Your 2 minute starts now.
We've developed an online platform, an e-commerce website that allows students to buy and sell within their own closed community.
So it comes down to this. Who can win this battle of nerves? Under the gun.
We've been doing this for 6 weeks.
Time.